It's raining outside. All right, welcome back. Crisis Report, March 12th, 2025. Is all hell about to break loose? That's the question. Folks, I hope you've enjoyed the relative peace we have had for the last month or two. I hope you've liked it. I hope it was nice. Hope it worked for you. I think it's about to change. Yep, and we're going to go through it. Ceasefire? Well, guess what? When did the lead up come out? Like 2, 3 o'clock? When was it? Yep, and about 4:30, 5 o'clock, it came out that I was correct. Again. It's not because I'm smart or can tell the future. It's because I get stuff before everybody. Isn't that nice? Yep, I get it before because I know where to find it. I'm a hunter. I like to hunt. So I hunt down the information and I put it out there for you. And everybody was saying, those in the know, he's not going to take the deal. Ceasefire? Huh? Not happening. You got another thing coming. You got another thing coming. Yeah. Putin won't accept it. Trump's going to be mad. If you thought peace was coming, well, you're going to be sad. Yep, it's not good. You got another thing coming. Yep. So let's start off. We're going to get going. Thanks for being at the Crisis Report. Throwing out a little bit of Judas Priest for you. And we're going to start with a thought on our economy. Yes. Oh, did you like that, some random dude? I hope you like that. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Howdy again. Hi, Lisa. All right, let's get started. Let's give you a thought on the economy. And this is from one of my favorite channels. They're like political analysis. They go all over, but they get into things. They talk about a lot of like TFR, like replacement stuff of societies. It is, I like about them, they get really sociological. To this day, my most favorite course I ever got to teach, and it was only for a year, was sociology. Oh my God, exquisite. So cool. Psychology of a society. So here we go. Western service economy is largely fake and intangible. Yep. To the benefit of the corrupt, as in corrupt people. Yep. We've known this for quite some time. Yep. But now that the regime has been voted out, we know who they are. Bye. Mega corporations have no reason to continue covering as aggressively to keep up the charade. And they're talking about the stock market. They're talking about all the finances and stuff. Yes, that's right. Your big mega corporations, Megacorp USA, the bastards that they are, the ones that feed the media their money and everything, and get that narrative just oh so wrong every day. They don't care anymore because they've been voted out, and so now they're going to put you and I through pain. And everything you're seeing now is from all that. So, hope you're ready, at least from a financial sense. But the pain is also going to be coming in other different ways. And that's why you're here. Turkey will block Israel NATO drills until a permanent ceasefire is reached in Gaza. Turkish official sources are saying Ankara has been blocking new Israel NATO engagements for over a year. Turkey also wants uninterrupted entrance of aid to Gaza, which of course Israel is saying no. Russian forces are now claiming to have liberated Sudzha city center from Ukraine. Looks like the Kursk story is over. Ukraine lost its most important bargaining chip. And there is a development that you're going to be learning about in the very end of this broadcast and why you should be watching this conflict very closely now. Because things are about to change. We'll get there. Russia will now seek a ceasefire at the earliest. No, keep watching. Ukraine has ordered a general withdrawal of its troops from Sudzha. Yep, because they got their butts kicked. And that's why I said on the lead up, Putin's not going to take it, because anybody who knows their analysis on this whole thing, he gains nothing. He just needs to keep doing what he's doing. There's slow. It's slow, but they're achieving their goals. I'm not saying I like it. I'm not saying I agree. I'm just saying that's what's happening. So they're achieving their goals. So he's not going to come to the negotiating table. People go to the negotiating table when things aren't going so hot, or they're at a stalemate. That's not happening. Putin and Russian officials aren't very much optimistic about the U.S.-brokered 30-day ceasefire, Reuters citing its sources. It is difficult for Putin to agree to its current form, sources who spoke on condition of anonymity. Due to the sensitivity of the situation, Putin has a strong position because Russia is advancing. Couldn't have said it more direct myself. He's winning. Better for worse. Owner of Solong cargo ship involved in the North Sea collision a couple days ago says the ship's master is a Russian national and the rest of the crew are Russian and Filipino nationals. Interesting. Sky News. U.S. Secretary of State Rubio said Washington discussed territorial concessions with Kiev. Trump says we will meet the Russians today or tomorrow. American president expressed hope that Russia will agree to a ceasefire. Not going to happen. Continue with its efforts. Key points about the U.S. proposal for a ceasefire are the United States proposed an immediate ceasefire and negotiation with Kyiv. Washington has resumed military aid and intelligence sharing with them. The U.S. is waiting for Moscow's response as soon as possible. Planning talks with Russia in the coming days. Zakharova confirmed. Trump believes that Russia's agreement to a ceasefire is 75% of the way. Federation Council emphasized that any agreements will be on Russia's terms. French President Macron hosts the chiefs of staff of 34 allied nations in Paris. There will be war. Zelensky's resignation and the elections were not discussed at the U.S.-Ukraine meeting in Jeddah. So it looks like he is going to be the grand poobah for life in Ukraine. Transportation of American weapons to Ukraine through the Polish hub has been resumed. Polish Deputy Defense Minister Zalewski said. United States Secretary of State Rubio says Russia agrees to a ceasefire. If Russia agrees to a ceasefire, it needs to determine who Moscow and Kiev trust to monitor on the ground. Well, neither here nor there now. Zelensky says Ukraine is ready to sign a framework to agree on the minerals. Well, you might be signing that because you're going to need our stuff. France and Britain will continue to cooperate to ensure lasting peace in Ukraine. French Defense Minister Laconu. I'm French. Syria security operation is currently underway at the entrance of the Russian-held Kamamem Air Base, Latakia region. Notable because Moscow has withdrawn high-ranking personnel in recent days and due to the changed situation in Damascus after the fall of the Assad regime. USAID is telling people to prepare for an all-day shredding event. That's right, it's a party at USAID. Happy days will be shred again. All the evidence will be shred again. Yep, they're going to burn and shred it all the USAID documents. It's not a parody. Yes, they're really doing that. Leftists delete history? Never heard of such a thing. Israel has sent fighter jets to Syria several times in recent days to protect the Druze in the country. Poland just confirmed that the U.S. has resumed arms shipments to Ukraine. through a logistics hub in recession. French President Emmanuel Macron met with military chiefs from NATO and EU countries in Paris to discuss future defense plans for the continent. Meeting focused on developing credible security guarantees for Ukraine in the event of a ceasefire, including the potential deployment of a European peacekeeping force. Recent reports suggest that part of the Ukrainian forces have already left the Kursk region, returning to Ukrainian territory as Russian forces intensify their operations in the area. Volkswagen has expressed its willingness to consider manufacturing equipment for the German army, part of Europe's efforts to enhance its defense capabilities. Volkswagen going old school. Nice. CEO Oliver Bloom indicated that while no formal discussions have taken place, the company is open to exploring potential collaborations in military production because our company's dying. Now, I added that last part, but yeah, they're basically DOA. So if they can start making military vehicles and get some military contracts up in that, you know what? Might save them. So maybe that was the plan all along. I don't know. De Volkswagen. Dutch Parliament urged the government not to join the EU's Rearm Europe defense plan, which aims to mobilize nearly 800 billion to strengthen European defense. Motion passed by a narrow margin of 73 to 71, with 3 of the 4 coalition parties supporting it, citing concerns over national debt and fiscal responsibility. Government mentioning those? Whoa. Plan involves a 150 billion euro loan scheme and relaxed fiscal rules to unlock 650 billion in additional spending. Now, this is from a British area. When they say scheme in the United Kingdom, for the Yanks here, know what I mean? It's a different thing. It's like scheme is like an actual plan. In America, scheme means we're going to take your wallet and beat your dog. But over there on the other side of the pond, scheme is like a plan. Like it's like a platform to a business or something like that. It's their scheme. Our scheme is to make money and sell donuts. Despite the vote not being legally binding, it creates uncertainty about the government's steps. Iranian President Mossad Pezeshkian says there will be no negotiation with Trump. Now that you've started threatening us, I'll definitely not negotiate. Do whatever the hell you want. Are you threatening me? Some DP for my bunghole. U.S. has continued to arm Ukraine as a result of Ukraine accepting a 30-day ceasefire. Now Trump has offered Russia a 30-day ceasefire, which will likely be rejected. Yes. Yeah. What do you need me to see? Put it in there. Okay? Tell me whatever you need to see. Now Trump has offered Russia a 30-day ceasefire. This means Russia, please sign a 30-day ceasefire so we can arm and consolidate the Ukrainian defenses that are collapsing in Kursk. Exactly. So, what was that? Yep, People's Car. Good job, Rooster. That's right. Volks is folk, and Wagen is car. Okay? Isn't it cool? You learn so much here. You guys are so smart. You could be on the other channels just sitting there going, I'm not talking prepper channels. I'm talking like the idiot channels. You know what I'm talking about? Playing video games and stuff. Not my buddies in preparedness. They're awesome. Go to their channels, yada, yada, yada. But what do we got? Come on, I'm waiting for someone. Someone's going to tell me something. Highlight my name, yo. I want to see it. Icelanders will gradually favor being part of the U.S., not that far from doing it so today. Hey, I've been to Iceland. Y'all want to come in? I'm down, man. I'll fly straight to Keflavik, Reykjavik right now and go stay in one of the beautiful little villages in Snæfellsnes up in the northwest corner of the island. God, it was beautiful. Favorite trip to this day. We'll see, though. We're going to go see Europe before it gets blown up by Putin. Marco Rubio says he hopes Russia will say yes to the 30-day ceasefire. He won't. China maps seabed to gain new edge in warfare. What's that? That's called forward thinking. Yep. Numinous, you are smart, and you do make sounds. China maps seabed, mapping the ocean floor to gather intelligence. This data supports submarine detection, deep sea mining, and China's naval expansion. That's right. Okay, PN, read the above chat about pink triangle. Can someone give me the gist in under 167 characters or less? I'm like midstream. I got to keep going. I'm surprisingly awake tonight. I don't know what it was. Last night, burning the candle both ends. I literally thought I was going to there's going to be a night where I'm going to pass out. It's going to be like a 4-hour stream, like certain other channels do, where they just leave the thing on, and like nothing's going on, just like a live stream of clouds, and you're just going to hear me snoring. All right. Something about an upside down pink triangle Trump mentioned. Okay. When I think pink triangle, I'm going back to the Yahtzee days with certain people that were on par with the more downtrodden in the German society, like the disabled and the gypsies and the JASE, and of course, those are the triangle. Any second now, tell them, some random dude, we all gonna die! Ukraine's most combat-ready brigades have withdrawn from Russia's Kursk region. My friends managed to leave Kursk and avoid encirclement. It's unfortunate it's come to this, but it is the reality. Retired General Keith Kellogg, initially appointed by Trump, U.S. envoy to Russia-Ukraine peace talks, reportedly been sidelined within the administration because, well, there's no peace to talk about. There would be war. No need to rush Russia's response to a 30-day ceasefire proposal in Ukraine, according to the Kremlin. U.S. inflation drops to 2.8%. Come on, dude. Get it down to -4, bro. You've been in freaking office for like a month. God. Falling below expectations. It was Biden. Biden did that. Biden did it. FBI has handed over J6 pipe bomb files to House Republicans. Cool. All right, I've been waiting on you to fall asleep, but I do instead. You. Come on, conserve friends. All right. Okay, I'll read back to the pink triangle thing. European Union imposes tariffs of $28 billion worth U.S. goods, including steel, aluminum, textiles, home appliances, agricultural products, and more. FBI Director Kash Patel announces charges against a high-ranking U.S. Customs and Border Protection official for attempting to defraud FEMA and lying to federal agents. Imagine that. Obama, former chief of staff, ambassador to Japan, Rahm Emanuel, he's coming, baby. He's going to run in 2028. He did a great job in the city of Chicago. You guys remember that? He did awesome. Former mayor. If you can run Chicago, then you can run Chicago. Chicago. A new bill has been introduced to ban all Chinese nationals from obtaining U.S. student visas. Honestly, I'm fine with it because they're not like students. Most of them, they're soldiers. Federal judge blocked President Trump from revoking the security clearance of Perkins Coie, the law firm involved in developing the Russia investigation, because it's basically just the big law network of the damn party. Jack Dorsey, former CEO of Twitter, account has been locked on X. Now you know how it feels, okay? Jackass, now you know how it feels. It's not fun, is it? Doesn't censorship suck? It does. South Dakota has passed a law prohibiting state funds from being used for the research, production, promotion, sale, or distribution of lab-grown meat and insect-based foods. South Dakota, if I need to leave this area and we need to go deeply embedded into the Midwestern portion of our country, you will be number one on my list. That's right. We'll move to the Black Hills, baby. Loved it there. Back to the whole thing on Dorsey. How about we just let everybody say what they feel? Okay, and if you have a problem with it, you can do what my parents told me. Don't read it. Just look away. Don't look at it. Don't read. No, don't listen. Well, you know what? It's your choice to accept and agree to that. You don't have to listen. You know? What if we all just didn't care what other people thought? I know. Crazy. No, we have to get butthurt and start to silence people because that's what the smart kids do. Judge Tanya Chutkin has approved a Democratic request to reveal the identities of Doge personnel and disclose the scope of Doge's Elon Musk's authority. I'm sure nothing violent will happen to any of those people. Brightly colored flames were seen shooting up from manholes in Texas Tech as evacuations continued because of multiple fires spreading through campus buildings. Sounds incredibly violent and strange. Since 2020, German intelligence service BND has assumed that the Rona originated in a lab in Wuhan. Germany Chancellery kept the secret. People who assumed the same were labeled conspiracy theorists. That is according to Die Welt. And Lord knows I know nothing about that. That did not happen to me. Oh, man. Yep, that was, nope, it wasn't me. Then you tried to call me a conspiracy theorist. I wasn't a conspiracy theorist. It wasn't me. Nope, not at all. Nope. No comment. SpaceX launch return to astronomers or astronauts. I don't know where astronaut. Oh, we're starting to get tired. Astronauts stuck on the ISS postponed due to hydraulics issue on the Falcon rocket. That is from the civil rights ruining Elon Musk's company, SpaceX. Seems our good friend, Mr. Soros, Giorgio Schwartz. He has a human rights group called Civicus, and they go out and they tell you who's the bad people. Well, Elon is a civil rights breaker, just like China and North Korea, because he thinks that Article 2 of the Constitution, it doesn't apply to the executive, which is also known as president. But we all know that's true. Oh, what do I know? I only have a Constitution about 5 feet away from me at all times at my work. SpaceX launched 2 astronauts stuck on ISS, hydraulics, Falcon rockets coming. Elon Musk should be on par with Kim Jong-un. Brazil clears acres of Amazon rainforest to build a 4-lane highway for the COP30 climate summit in 2025. You can't make this stuff up. Thank you for your green awesomeness, Mr. Lula. Brazil clear. Oh, that's a doubler. That's a doubler. But it was so nice you had to say it twice. Michelle Obama's new podcast, IMO, gets only 12,000 views, 14 hours, despite mass marketing campaigns. Wow. I had 6 or 7 videos in December. Would surpass that by a lot. I guess I'm more popular than you are. Bloodworm moon, total lunar eclipse, blanket North America with devilish red glow this Thursday evening into Friday morning. Devil moon, baby. Oh, devil moon, devil moon, devil moon. SpaceX, NASA launch postponed for mission that would allow astronauts to return. We covered that. Hydraulic issue. Elon, Doge, discovered that there are 394 million Social Security recipients in the U.S. Here's the problem. There's only 334 million people. 394. I'm not. Are you guys getting a check? I'm not. What? Like, whoa. That's a problem. I don't know. I don't want to stop your gravy train, but my Lord, there seems to be a little bit of a discrepancy there. Can you imagine? Can you imagine like what you could do with the money if you had that? and you were like, you know, doing really nefarious political things and taking that and putting it into slush funds and then recycling it over and over again to other NGOs that went in and did things like allowed new neighbors up. Oh my God, it's a conspiracy theory. A threat to our democracy. It's a threat. A threat to our democracy. Khomeini says we will give our full support to the resistance in Palestine and the resistance in London. Christian young man whose video was posted yesterday with the gangs in Syria was forced to convert to Islam, but he refused. So now his body has been found. Predominantly Christian village of Masra in the Homs countryside. Machete did the work. My favorite, okay? And I'm not even going to be sarcastic about it. The most terrible story I saw today was a family that was run through, as they would say back in the day. And they had a 4-year-old girl that was on top of them, also suffering the same fate. No one is talking about this. It's happening. They said, turn your cameras off, don't document. It's happening. It's still happening today. And there have been thousands of people that have succumbed to this fate. So if we really do have people that care about like human rights and other people, if Mr. Soros was true and he truly cared about human rights, first off, he'd STF you. They'd take his money and his little civicus, little group, whatever the heck they are, and he'd take all that money and he'd go over there and he would shine a light on what's going on in the western part of that country. But you know he won't do that because everything is political to him. Everything. Anger rising. Iran receives Trump's letter handed over by the UAE. Ukraine top commander Shikersky. Fierce battles continue in the burbs of Shuja, surrounding areas. Kursk operational zone. Top priority remains preserving the lives of Ukrainian soldiers. If needed, our forces maneuver to more advantageous positions. Despite increased pressure from Russians, North Korean forces, we will hold the line in Kursk as long as necessary. Enemy is deploying airborne and special forces to break through defenses, push the Ukrainian armed forces out of Kursk, and advance towards Sumy and Kharkov. 57% of Americans think Donald Trump is being too erratic in his moves to shake up the U.S. economy. 57% of Americans are listening to the mainstream media as they sit there and freak the F out over him trying to fight for our tariffs. You should have heard them the other day. They were like, President Trump today became Tesla's favorite salesperson. Russia rejects Trump's 100-day peace plan as impossible to realize, insists no resolution is possible for 2026, aiming to dismantle Ukraine's government, according to Kremlin-linked document. The demands are recognition of Russian sovereignty over occupied territories, a buffer zone in the northeast of Ukraine, and a demilitarized zone in the south. Opposition rejects the peacekeepers, calling them unnecessary due to the Western influence. Strategy is to seek to weaken the U.S. by fueling tensions with China and the EU. U.S. Department of Energy, the DOE, classified South Korea as a sensitive country, restricting cooperation in nuclear technology, artificial intelligence, quantum science, and advanced computing. First time South Korea has been placed in this category. Ukraine has exhausted its ATACMS missile stockpile. U.S. supplied fewer than 40 missiles running out in January. U.S. officials prioritize other weapons over the ATACMS. French-British plan aims to deter Russia with a rapid response force, heavy weaponry, and stockpiles. Western officials in Kiev offering another idea on the table, said they could incorporate direct and immediate strikes on Russian assets in the event of a violation of the ceasefire. China expanding footprint in Africa's ports. Dozen Chinese financed port projects across the continent. Multiple ports hosting PLA Navy port calls and naval exercises. Djibouti remains China's first official overseas naval base. Nigeria, Angola, Kenya, and Tanzania among the nations with dual-use port potential. Key takeaways from Russia. President Vladimir Putin's meeting with General Staff Valery Jeremisov. Kursk region should be fully liberated and security zone along the state border should be created. Needed to defeat the enemy entrenched in the region as soon as possible. Soldiers should be considered terrorists on the other side. All prisoners should be treated humanely, but foreign mercenaries aren't covered by the 1949 Geneva Convention relative to the treatment of prisoners. Kind of showing his hand there, saying, hey, if one of our mercenaries happens to catch you, it'd be a terrible thing if something happened to your fingernails, know what I mean? Putin expressed gratitude to every unit engaged in liberating the Kursk region. Jeremisov says that over 86% of the area previously occupied by Ukraine forces have been liberated. Losses in the Kursk region cover roughly 19% of Ukraine's overall losses of manpower, 40% losses of equipment. Russian troops liberated 24 settlements in 259 square kilometers of territory in the Kursk region over the past few days. Russian troops have entered the Sumy region at certain parts of the border. Wait, what the what? Russian troops have entered the Sumy region at certain parts of the border. It's expanding, folks. That's an expansion of war. Over 600 troops took part in the pipeline operation in Suj. Servicemen from the veterans Akhmat 11th Brigade and 30th Regiment performing the best. More than 400 Ukrainian soldiers surrendered as prisoners of war in the Kursk region. Nicaragua, new canals, far out class panel. Hide behind it is correct. Nicaragua is creating another canal, so you can have two of them down there. Interesting. And it's modern, so it will be better. Zelensky once again refused to accept a deal with Russia that is currently being discussed. We are fighting for the independence, therefore we will not recognize territories operated by the Russia. Putin from Kursk says Russia will treat Ukrainian soldiers like terrorists. He also said foreign mercenaries are not covered, so basically we're going to cut your tongue out. Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khomeini has just warned Mr. Orange Man Bad that if the U.S. and their agents make a wrong military move against Iran, they'll be the ones who will suffer the greatest loss. As we speak, Russian forces moved into the Sumy region of Ukraine in order to destroy military reserves of isolated Ukrainian troops. That's technically a expansion of the hostilities, just saying. For the first time since the invasion, Putin gives a direct order to the Russian chief of staff on camera that all regions in the Kursk held by Ukraine should be liberated ASAP. Ukrainian local channels are reporting periodic drops of Russian airborne forces in the Sumy region. Local Ukrainian government officials have asked residents to stay indoors. That's bad. Maxar restores Ukraine's access to satellite imagery suspended due to administrative request. Program in question is the U.S. government's Global Enhanced GeoInt Delivery, GEGD, program, which provides access to commercial satellite imagery collected by the U.S. government. Previously, the accounts of Ukraine users of the GEGD program were suspended, and the official justification for the Maxar administration was upon administrative request. Transportation of Americans' weapons to Ukraine through the Polish hub has been restored. Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Keir Starmer, is currently heading towards Washington, D.C. for unexpected consultations with Trump. I wonder what's going on. And Pakistani militants killed at least 50 hostages in the train hijacking that happened yesterday. We did it. We did it. I didn't fall asleep. Yep. So if you're on Substack, come on over. PrepperNow.substack.com. Get it all. If you're on YouTube, give us a like. Become a member. It's a great way to support the channel. Keep sharing it out. Keep hitting the buttons and stuff. Become a member. Become a fan. Become a friend. Become a part of the community. We'd love to have you. Okay? I'm going to go look back at the pink triangle thing. God bless, friends. Other links are in the description. Go get them. And we'll see you on the next one. God bless. PrepperNow out.